Alcohol, whether it's beer, wine, or hard liquor, alcohol is a depressant. It slows your reflexes, increases the time you need to react, and distorts your vision and judgment. Alcohol also often makes you feel more confident. This can cause you to take chances that driving that you would normally not take. This is a dangerous combination that often leads to serious motor vehicle accidents and tragic deaths. These are the penalties for operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs. So, first offense, a fine of $500 to $5,000, and you could go to prison for 2.5 years, and you lose your license for 1 year. For your first offense, the court may allow you to complete an alcohol education course to reduce the license suspension period. Second offense, you lose your license for 2 years, and you could go to jail for 2.5 years. Third offense, and it becomes a felony. If you do it 3 times, then it's a serious offense. Then it's a fine of up to $15,000, and you're going to spend a minimum of 150 days in jail and a maximum of 5 years in jail. This is interesting. On the second offense, you spend a minimum of 30 days in jail, and you lose your license for 2 years for your second offense and 8 years for your third offense. And then fourth offense, you go to jail for a year, for a minimum of a year, and up to 5 years, and you lose your license for 10 years. And on your fifth offense, these are the fines too, between up to $25,000 fine, and then for fifth offense, up to $50,000 fine. You'll spend a minimum of 2 years in jail, up to 5 years, and you lose your license forever. So
I lose my license forever. When?
If you get caught drunk driving 5 times. If you get caught drunk driving 5 times, guess what?
What?
You should lose your license. If you get caught drunk driving 3 times, I think you'll lose your license forever. All right. But as it turns out, if you get caught 3 times, then you will go to jail for half a year, and you'll lose your license for 8 years. So that's a long time. In addition to the fines listed in this chart, you will have to pay any RMV reinstatement fees before you can get your license back. Even one alcoholic drink in an hour can affect your driving. It can be much worse if you are tired, emotionally upset, or haven't eaten. No one is immune to alcohol. After drinking, your ability to drive safely is impaired. It does not matter how much you try to be careful or concentrate. There is still a drug inside your body affecting you physically and mentally. In October 2005, Massachusetts passed Melanies Law. This law increased the penalties and administrative sanctions for OUI offenses, operating under the influence. Blood alcohol content. When you drink alcohol, your body works hard to remove it from your system. You do not digest alcohol as you do food. Alcohol is processed by your liver and kidneys. This takes time. There is no quick way to sober up or get the alcohol out of your body. Drinking black coffee, taking a cold shower, exercising, or eating might make you feel more alert after drinking alcohol. However, none of these actions affect how quickly alcohol leaves your body. Ideally, if you have had any alcoholic beverage, you should not drive. Knowing what is too much alcohol can be difficult. The amount of unprocessed alcohol in your body is measured as the blood alcohol content, BAC. This can be measured by a blood or breath test. Your BAC depends on several factors. So this is another set of penalties that you get for failing a chemical test. All drivers who fail a chemical test, if they have a blood alcohol content of 0.08 or greater. So that's the number you ought to remember for the test.
What?
A failing number on a blood alcohol content is 0.08.
0.08
or greater. Drivers under 21 have the same standard for criminal purposes, but will face administrative sanctions if they test with a blood alcohol content BAC as low as 0.02. So for you, when you're a younger driver, If you get 0.02, then you can get in trouble. So the big number is 0.08 for everybody, and then for a young driver, it's 0.02
0.08.
for everybody, and 0.02 for young drivers, for drivers under 21.
Okay.
So drivers over the age of 21, if you fail the chemical test, license. So this is the same thing again, isn't it? License is suspended for 30 days or until the conclusion of the court case, whatever is shorter. The suspension will end in the case if the case is concluded either before or during the 30-day period. If the court finds you guilty, you will then face whatever sanctions are ordered by the court. Drivers 18 to 21. So if you fail an alcohol test, license is suspended for 30 days plus an additional 180 days. So if you fail a blood alcohol content test when you're 18 to 21, then you lose your license for 210 days.
What is that? Can you read that again? 18 to 21?
Yeah, 18 to 21, if you fail a blood alcohol test where they measure your alcohol, and you're above the limit, which I guess is 0.08, then you will lose it for 210 days. Drivers under the age of 18, which you are under age 18, your license is suspended for 30 days plus 1 year. So if you fail a test when you're under 18, then you lose your license for a year.
If you're under 18,
18, yeah.
You lose your license for a year.
For 1 year.
For what?
For blood alcohol content. If you've been drinking. If this is your first operating under the influence case, the 1 year suspension can be reduced to 180 days upon entry into the Department of Public Health approved alcohol education program. So back here, they're talking about things that affect blood alcohol content. There are many factors that affect blood alcohol content. One is your body weight. So if you're a big person, then you can drink more alcohol without being drunk. How much alcohol you've had to drink. Obviously, if you drink more, you get more drunk, right?
Yeah.
The amount of food you had before drinking. It turns out if you have a lot of food in your stomach, it helps you not to be drunk. The speed that your body processes alcohol. Everyone processes alcohol differently. The kind of beverage you drink does not matter. What is important is the amount of alcohol you drink over the period of time. Each of the following drinks contains about the same amount of alcohol, about a half an ounce. A 12-ounce beer, so that's a big beer, is the same, has a half an ounce alcohol. 4-ounce glass of wine, so a small glass of wine, has, and then a 1-ounce serving of 80 proof liquor, so just like a shot. So if you just have like a little tiny, like those little glasses, if you drink like hard alcohol, like vodka or something like that, it's the same as a big beer or a small glass of wine. So alcohol is much worse than beer. You have to drink kind of a lot of beer to get drunk.
Yeah.
Any one of these drinks can raise the average person's blood alcohol content by 0.02. If you have more than one drink in an hour, your blood alcohol contents will rise. Only time will rid you of the effects of alcohol. Alcohol tests. Massachusetts has an implied consent law. Every licensed driver in the state must agree to consent to a breathalyzer or blood test in certain cases. If the police officer believes you are operating under the influence of alcohol, he or she has the right to ask you to perform a field sobriety test, submit a breathalyzer or blood test to calculate your BAC if you have been arrested. You are operating above the legal limit of BAC of 0.08 or higher. Massachusetts has a zero tolerance law for drivers under age 21. Any driver under 21 will face penalties for having a BAC of 0.02 or higher. So we already talked about that. So people that are under 21, it's 0.02. People over 21, it's 0.08. If your BAC is above the legal limit or you refuse a breathalyzer or blood test, the police officer must take away your license. You will be given a notice of suspension, which is effective immediately. See the charts on page 57 and 59 for the suspension periods. Under 21 alcohol offense. Drivers under the age of 21 are twice as likely as other drivers to be involved in alcohol-related accidents. This is one reason why laws are stronger for those under 21. Massachusetts has a zero-tolerance law. If you're under 21 and caught with a BAC as low as .02 while driving, you will lose your license.